Hi, and thanks for joining me today. This is a showcase of all of the different projects that I made using the Tonic Studios Craft Kit number 38. This is the floral wallet, um, gift wallet die set. I do have an unboxing video. I'll link to that in the corner above. And then at the end of the video, I'll also link to these projects videos, which I shot separate sort of tutorial or process videos for. So this is the first little project that I made. It's just using the die set as it was intended to be used. So you can create these really cute little wallets, which you can then put a little gift card into, right? This is an envelope or a little folder, pocket folder here. And really beautiful panels that you can piece back into or die cut inlay back into. And then what's really cool is I love these debossing kind of sentiment plates. So it actually impresses the letters into your card. So, and I've just put a little magnet closure right there. And these little buckle elements are also die cut from this die set. So I love all the little pieces that you get. They're really fantastic. Then the next project that I created was this one right here. It's what I've been calling a little brag book. So I took the same set of dies and created a little mini album from it. So this is just some leftover cardstock from Tonic Studios, and it came from, I think, their Rustic Rose craft kit. Then I did have to do some custom partial die cutting to get panels, the decorative panels for this outer element here. So that meant that I couldn't get the nice verso pattern onto here. So instead what I did was I die cut this from just some plain cardstock, and then I mixed some of my texture paste, or what did I use? Oh, modeling paste. So I use this modeling paste, which I then mixed with some gelatos. So I have the Faber-Castell pastel collection of gelatos, which I just picked up, and so I'm kind of starting to play around a little bit more with mixed media, and I wanted to try out these gelatos because there's so many different techniques that you can use them to apply to your projects. And so I have the pastels, which come 12 different colors, so I just mixed those together, and then I was able to just push that paste through my cardstock, which I was using as a stencil. And so I still get that really nice pattern. And I tried to get a color that matched this as much as possible. I came kind of close, but in my practice session of doing this technique, I got a color that was almost a perfect match with this paper, and I couldn't recreate it for whatever reason, but this is close enough. So then once you open this up, this does also have a magnet closure. Then I have 3 pages, and these pages have 4 little slits cut into them on the front and back, and these are pocket pages. So she can what I'll probably do is just create some tags and put some tags in there so that she knows she can put something in there. But the idea is that she can just take a 2x3 photo, which is the size of this piece of paper here, and then just slip her photo into these pages. So this will hold 6 photos on these 3 pages here. And then on top of that, this is a little bit of a pocket, just using the gift wallet the way that it was designed. So that's the little pocket. And then on this side, what I've done is create a little gatefold for a special photo. And maybe she could do some journaling on here. She could the intention was to create this as sort of a brag book for her daughter who's turning 1 this year. And so I was thinking, and I may just do this in advance, is to print out a photo, a 2x3 photo of her daughter and put it in here just as like a special photo, and then maybe write some details about her daughter, like the day she was born and her weight, and all those little special fun things that you want to remember, and just to give her an idea for how to use this space. But I created these so that, especially with putting the slits here, so that she can just easily slip in her photos. And this one I've actually used photo corners, so this is removable and she can still slip a photo into here. But this way she can kind of change out the photos, as she wants throughout the year, or as her daughter grows, she can, put in some different milestone photos, and it's a nice small little brag book that she can keep in her purse. And what a fun way to kind of, brag about your daughter. That's not just, bringing out your phone and swiping through photos from your phone. So one thing here that I haven't completed was, originally I didn't have, this magnet is not attached yet, and that's because I used smaller magnets here, and it just ends up not being strong enough. So I'm gonna have to still attach this here, and maybe come up with a little element that I can add over top of this to hide the magnet. But at the very least, I do still have to attach that magnet. But otherwise, then it's going to be a complete project. And see, I was trying to go for this one. I did cut the verso pattern into the same colored cardstock, so you get that same kind of tone on tone. And I was trying to mimic that here, but with my modeling paste and gelato pastels. Didn't quite get that effect, but I still think it's pretty cute, and it just dresses the front up a little bit, because the plain panel just wasn't, it looked okay, but it wasn't as interesting. So that's the second project that I made. And then again, I will link to my process videos for each of these projects. That particular video, I did have to figure some stuff out on the fly, so it's a bit of a lengthy video, but I'll link to it in case you do want to see it. And then I did also flip this kit, and what I do when I sit down for a crafting session with each of these monthly kits that I keep is to create at least one flat, one layered, one interactive, and one pop-up cards. And a lot of times I'll either have like leftover die cuts, or just more inspiration to do more than just those 4. So this one is my nearly flat card. So my definition of a flat card is starting with your card blank, just adding one layer of card on top of that. And here I have, I think, 2 layers, but actually maybe 3 if you include the sentiment. But it's still a really flat card, and this will go through the mail just fine. So what I did here was I die cut the decorative panels, which are verso dies. There's at least 2 or 3, I think, that come in the set, maybe more than that. But I took the one here, which is this taller rectangle, and then I turned it and die cut it from the top. And then this one is the same thing. I took the same verso die and then just turned it and die cut it the other way. That way it doesn't look like it repeats quite as obviously, and it's I think a little bit more balanced to the eye. So then I die cut just this portion of it and just this portion out of both silver and white cardstock, and then I inlaid those pieces back in. So on the top here, the petals are actually silver, and then the bottom of the flower, and in this case the center of the flower, is white cardstock. And one of the things that I learned as I was doing this process is that I just grabbed whatever kind of scrappy white cardstock I had, and I happened to grab my I think it's like 130 pound or 120 pound white cardstock, but my black I think is only 80 pound. So when I inlaid the thicker white cardstock back into the black, instead of being flush, the white part is actually raised. So you get sort of an embossed effect from this, which I wasn't intentionally going for, but now that I see the end result, I am definitely going to use that more intentionally in the future. And so the bottom is actually the reverse of this. So I took white on the petals and silver on the inside, and that just makes it look, a little bit different, a little bit kind of an illusion to the eye. So there's my first card. Then my next card is a layered card. So here I took, you get two verso dies that are in this size. And what I did was I took that one verso die and I just tiled it across this panel. And I think this is a 5x7 card. So here's that verso die cut one way. Then I turned it and cut it this way. And then I turned it again and cut it this way. Then I turned it again and cut it this way. And then this way, and then this way. So these are, oriented so that they're kind of opposite each other. Kind of similar to what I did here. Just always turning it so that it's sort of balanced and, a little bit of a mirror image. And then I just layered the white lacy kind of die cut panel onto the white card blank. That white on white is a look that I'm definitely starting to enjoy a lot. And so I did that, and then just wanted to keep it really simple. And this is raised on a bit of foam. So this is the portion that makes it a layered card. Although if you kept your sentiment flat, this would essentially be a flat card. And I really love the It's Your Birthday die cut sentiment. I used it a lot in this series of cards. So that's one layered card. Then I have this layered card, which I forgot when I was putting this together, but I wanted to use the dot and drop dies that I have, because I have the nice corner piece and I wanted to use that, but then I started assembling the card and totally forgot about that. But here what I did was I took the die that cuts out this card right here. I cut that out of the yellow Craft Perfect paper that comes in the craft kit. And then the I think it's a matte layer die for the flap of your wallet. I took that and I die cut that with the solid side, because the Craft Perfect classic card, one side is their textured weave, and then the other side is your kind of more solid flat. And I intentionally did that so that if this is the kind of the right side of your envelope, then the flat side is sort of that underside, the back side. So it just, these little attention to detail, I think, is important for anyone who kind of looks closely. But the reality is that you can tell the difference between, it's hard to see it on camera, but you can tell the difference between the texture side and the flat side to the naked eye. And so when you see it like this, it just really reinforces the illusion that this is an open envelope. And then so this is just the card panel that came from the die set, which I just again added some die cut sentiments too. So this is A Little Birdie Told Me, and it's so cute. It's got the little bird at the end here, which I just put some double-sided adhesive behind that portion and poured some of the green glitter that came in the kit right into that body so that you get that different little hint of green there. And then the little kind of these little silver strips that came out of this, I inlaid them back into this card. So you just get that little hint of silver running through. Then this is another pretty simple card. And for this one, I did go outside of the card kit because I'm just exploring, dipping my toe into mixed media, doing these more collage-y sort of backgrounds that are just a little bit more kind of fun and messy. I feel like a lot of times when I sit down to craft, I do a lot of pre-planning and thinking and, just a lot of thought. And I'm finding myself wanting to just let loose a little bit and just have some fun. And so I think doing backgrounds like these is going to kind of really help me relax a little bit, just enjoy myself, break, free from straight lines and 90-degree angles a little bit. So I did use a stamp set that I got from Craft Stash, and I do have an extra one of those. So if you're interested, leave a comment in this video or check out some of the Crafty Haul videos that I posted not too long ago. I bought a lot of mystery bags and those kind of bundled deals, and I'm starting to get duplicates of things that I already have, and as well, I'm getting things that I wouldn't have, really picked to buy myself, nor can I really see myself using. So if you check out those videos and you see anything that you're interested in particular, because sometimes I do comment, I definitely comment when it is a duplicate and is going into my kind of giveaway stash. But if you see something else in there that you like, maybe just leave me a comment and let me know that you're interested in it. And if there's enough interest, then I'll do a little giveaway. And I can't promise that you'll win or that you'll get exactly what you want, but hoping to just kind of destash some of those duplicates and some of the things that I just don't think I'll use. But anyways, that was a little bit of a detour. A lot of this background I did use from that stamp set. So everything that's kind of stamped, like even these irregular kind of cracked areas, the scripty fonts, this, like even this little splash of kind of a splash of ink, that was a stamp. So I really love how I had a lot of fun doing it, and I really love the end result. Out of the kit though, I did use the stamp Hey Birthday Girl, and I used the embossing powder. So the dragonfly here and the little postage mark, that's the embossing powder that came in the kit. I did try to use the jewel drop that came, but it was so translucent, which, those I think it's jewel or dream drops, whichever one came in the kit. You'll see it in the unboxing video, but I did a light wash of it everywhere, and it was just so light I couldn't see it at all, really. So what I did was kind of dug into my Nuvo stash, and I used some embellishment mousse in custard cream. So I just kind of watered it down just a tad, and so that it was more like a paint consistency. And I did a wash of that over, just kind of messily over, not like an even wash, but just a messy wash over the card. And then I used one of the little hybrid ink cubes in rubber duck. Again, I think that came in a previous kit. And then I just inked around the edges just to give like a darker border. And I used, I think I used that rubber duck ink for these little kind of cracked areas. And for the little script and the inky ink, splatters, I used the hybrid ink cube that did come in this kit, which was, I think, Metro Gray. And that's just perfect because black would have been a little bit too striking, I think. And so this looks a little bit more faded and a little bit more kind of in the background. And what else did I use? Oh, so I did use the jewel drops. So it's really tone on tone. I don't know if you can really see it, but in person, it's really neat when you realize there's like those drops. But they're not really, I don't know if they're coming up super well on camera, but there's one of them really translucent, but a lot of fun. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with this card. I'm definitely looking forward to doing more mixed media. Then my interactive card is a waterfall card. So I've got a little birdie told me, it's your birthday, treat yourself. And I didn't quite, I always do this with waterfall cards. I didn't quite plan well enough so I can pull this more. I always put that band that attaches this too high up. So this last one doesn't flip all the way up. But after treat yourself, the last sentiment is you deserve this. So I just think that's a little fun series of sentiments. So a little birdie told me, it's your birthday, treat yourself, you deserve this. And then each of these little panels, I've inlaid a mix of white, black, the iridescent mirror, and the classic card. So they all sort of have all three somewhere inlaid into them, which just makes everything just kind of coordinate and fit together. I did introduce the black Nuvo drops onto some of these cards that did not come in the kit, but I used so much black throughout that, and black also didn't come in the kit, but I just thought that it worked really well with all of the colors from this kit. So you can kind of, have it on all of my cards. And then, and this is my last card. It's my pop-up card, and it's kind of also my leftovers card. So it's the one that I just used all of my leftover bits and found a way to kind of fit it all into a card. And again, just going into that more collage-y style, not super 100% mixed media, but sort of, because it's just got different textures, different styles. And in this case, I did want to still play with, a lot of these right angles, because I don't know why, I just really liked all of these little thin strips that come out of die cutting this sentiment. So I wanted to use those, and I have them just woven, in areas throughout the card. And I really like the buckle also. I was trying to find a way to incorporate that as almost a main element of a card, but didn't quite come up with anything that was super compelling to try, but I still wanted to work it into a design. So I thought I would kind of add it to, and I realized when I was done that I hadn't used this gorgeous, handmade cotton paper in any of my cards. So I just cut a little strip of it just because it looks like fabric. It kind of looks like the crocodile leather or something like that, I've never seen it in person, so I don't really know what that looks like, but I've seen videos and pictures of it. So I just use that through here as well, and then just have some extra little elements. And this specific die that cuts out the "It's your birthday" sentiment, it really got to work out on all of my cards. I think almost all of my cards, all but one, really. So that die got put through its paces, and so I have that a few times here too. And then this is actually the yellow jewel drop that comes in the kit, and on black it's such a subtle tint of yellow, which it's not called yellow jewel drop. I don't know the specific name off the top of my head, but it's really subtle. It's almost like on the black card, it's almost like their clear kind of dewdrop. But you can see when you put it on yellow, it just really takes up the yellow. So it is so translucent, which I think that's the benefit or the characteristic of the jewel drop line of Nuvo products. So just something to keep in mind. You're not going to get like a strong color, and that's going to be noticeable just by looking at the bottle too, because even in the bottle, it looks very translucent. So the reason why it's a pop-up though is because when you open it, it does have this little card holder. So here I've just taken some of the silver card stock that comes in the kit, and then on the front plate, I did use one of the debossing plates, and it says packed with hugs, sealed with kisses. You just put, and this is the die that cuts the little pocket, and so it already has the score lines that you can use to fold under and attach to your card. And then this is just one of those fake, credit cards that they send you when they get you to try to sign up for a credit card. And it slips really easily in here. And when it opens, because these two, when you open the card, it really just pushes the top together. So this card, the credit card, it's really secure in there. It won't fall out. And it won't fall out while it's closed either. So you can be rest assured that this is gonna stay in there. So that is my last card. So these are all of the different projects that I made using this kit. I hope that you like this video, and if you're interested in how I made any of these, I do have 3 separate videos, one for each of these projects. So I have a flip video for all of these cards, a video showing how I made the little brag book, and a video showing how I made the little gift wallet itself. So check the description box below for that. I'll also link to it at some of those videos at the end of this one. Thanks again for joining me, and until my next video, have a fantastic day and happy crafting. Bye!